Joining us now, Susan Swecker. She is the chairperson of the Democratic Party of Virginia. Hey, Susan, good to have you with us.
Hey, good morning. It's good to be with you and enjoyed having you with us in Philadelphia, too.
Well, thank you for that. And I appreciate you guys allowing me to do my show there during your breakfast meetings. That was a lot of fun, and it was good seeing so many people. And thank you so much. You guys were very, very gracious, and thanks for having me to your cocktail party. I think it was Sunday evening. Had a great time. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Okay, now, a little bit of shock and awe here. The Clinton campaign in Virginia, you've got every time I open my email, there's a new office open up with all these people that have been hired, and you got volunteers out the wazoo. Give our audience a sense of your organization for Clinton in Virginia in collaboration with the Democratic Party of Virginia. How many offices do you have? How many people do you have? And where do you stand?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say I like the fact that you call Brian Zuzanak Dr. Z. So somewhere in this campaign cycle, I hope you're going to give me a cool nickname, too. But
we got to come up with one, right? We do call him Dr. Z. They're just going to give a shout out to Zuzanak. And this is why Virginia, one of the reasons Clinton's ahead, this guy's one of the top political operatives in America. And Terry McAuliffe was able to get him from Missouri, I believe. He's in Virginia. I mean, he's one of the top guns that the Democrats have on the ground in America, and he's in Virginia, so he's a very formidable foe. But anyway, go ahead.
Very lucky to have him. And, that's another part about our whole program here in Virginia. It's a lot of the folks are Virginia-specific campaign folks. I mean, Brian's deputy is Corinne Charles Dongo, who came from Senator Kane's Senate staff, but before that, came from his campaign. So that's the type of organization we have in Virginia, is where a lot of the top operatives are, have a history of Virginia. And I think that's important. The other thing is we do feel like we have a really robust, superior ground game. A lot of it built on the 2013 victory of our Governor Terry McAuliffe, and our data operation is a top in the country. We see nothing to no one on our data operation or our social media presence. But more importantly, we have outstanding qualified candidates in Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine, and they're, go around every single day talking about their plan to create jobs, while Trump and the Republicans, their campaign platform is based on insulting people based on their race, gender, even POWs and Gold Star families. And I think people, do want to see a more positive vision. Now, you're right about the field offices. It is really, it just makes my heart, feel good when I see more field offices open. We have 29 currently, and they're across the state too. We're leaving no corner of the Commonwealth. We're ceding nothing. We have phone banks every day in every region, more than 1,000 organizing events each week, and active engagements across multiple platforms where we've really ramped up our social media presence. So like I said, leaving no stone unturned, looking to every part of the Commonwealth so that people can have their voices heard and listen to them, engage with them. And, in Virginia, we have election every year, so it's winning this year and about setting up for the campaign for next year. So far from over. We're still a battleground state. You and I have been in politics here in Virginia a long time, so anything can happen in 80 days, but we're not letting up on the gas, and we're going to work harder and harder every day till November 8th.
Well, Susan Swecker, I got to tell you this. So it's about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, and I get off my show, and I'm going to meet one of my clients, and I stop at a Starbucks in Chesapeake. Now, Chesapeake is a Republican stronghold, as you know, especially outside of South Norfolk area. It's Republican 75% basically. So I stop in a Republican stronghold area of Chesapeake. I go to a Starbucks to get a cup of coffee while I'm waiting for somebody. And inside there are two Democratic Party people who are signing up new voters, registering new voters. And, okay, so that made sense. I don't know. I didn't really think much of it other than, okay, they're there. So I get my coffee, I leave. I'm going back, and it's about 4 or 5 hours after that because I had some stuff to do. And I go by there to then get a sandwich, all right? And they're still there. So they were there, I guess, all day. And then I said to myself, okay, you got two people dedicated to a Starbucks in the southern part of Chesapeake near Hickory all day, and this is a Republican stronghold. I mean, maybe they'd find 10 people. And I said to myself, if you can dedicate that kind of resources to Chesapeake, I can only imagine what you're doing in areas that you actually have votes to get. So I was kind of shocked by that, and it just said to me that the ground game that you guys have got is way beyond, I think, what Republicans think it is. Am I right?
I do, and that anecdotal story is certainly something that I love to hear. But I would say we also think that areas in Hampton Roads like Chesapeake are places where we have real opportunities, and to pick up, like you said, I think it's trending more our way, but based on our message and our outreach, we think we have tremendous opportunities there. But boy, do you make me feel good when I hear stories like that.
What I'm saying is, if you had so many resources, you have 100 resources and 200 things to do, you're going to put the 100 resources in the areas you're going to get the biggest bang for out of 8 hours. If you're dedicating people to Republican strongholds, what it tells me is you've got a lot of resources, and if you can pick up 20 or 30 people in some precinct in Chesapeake, I can only imagine the effort you're putting into the areas where you're simply going to have a bigger return on the investment. So that was what I thought. I was kind of shocked by it. I told some people that what they've got going on there is way beyond what Republicans think it is. It's kind of like shock and awe. Okay, I got two things. I want to get to the Barbara Comstock race, District 10. Now, Congresswoman Comstock, who I rarely ask a tough question to. I ask her things like, are you comfortable? Would you like a hot cup of coffee or a cold soft drink? Things like that. She is running a campaign separately from Mr. Trump. She has shadow campaigns, separate offices and all. I've heard, though, people tell me that she's vulnerable there. Give me the scoop.
We do think that is our top congressional target race, and it's an opportunity that we think we have. Barbara Comstock definitely, I think you're right on, has an uphill battle. That district is increasingly a diverse, changing district, and one where a lot of the voters are tied to the federal government. And you may not ask her tough questions, but maybe she answers them. But we find that Barbara Comstock has actually been hiding from voters in this past year, and it would be nice to see her out a little bit more, answering some tough questions and answering. Now, wait a minute, Susan. I mean, you're candidate for president. First of all, at least I admit that I don't ask Comstock a tough question, right? I mean, honesty is the best policy. I will give you that.
At least I admit
totally above board, and I appreciate that a lot.
The last time I had her on, somebody texted me and asked if I was her husband. So I guess that kind of... Look, you're candidate for president. Hillary Clinton hasn't had a presser in 261 days, so she's hiding as well.
I think Hillary Clinton's all over the place. I mean, we see her everywhere. I mean, come on.
But she doesn't have
things like let me ask you this. We're talking about the Comstock-Luann Bennett race, where we do have, incredible, great candidate too. I want to say Luann Bennett is a really phenomenal candidate who we are proud of. But just a simple question. Let me ask you this. Is Barbara Comstock supporting Donald Trump?
No.
She is not supporting Donald Trump.
I mean, as far as I can see, maybe she is privately. I've never seen her at a rally. I've never seen her do anything. In fact, she's opened up offices separate from Trump. And so I'm going to take this the opposite way that you wanted to take it. I don't think she is. She's certainly done nothing to help the Trump campaign. So the question for us who are supporting Trump becomes, why would I do anything to help her? I mean, she's done nothing, zero, for the Trump campaign for president in Virginia. In fact, she's running away from it, same as Ed Gillespie.
Ed Gillespie?
Yeah. Establishment.
Well, I didn't know. I thought she hadn't ruled it out. I wasn't sure. I would say the contrast between, our campaign this year and campaigns like Barbara Comstock is like our elected officials, Hillary Clinton and Lou Ann Bennett, we're running a coordinated campaign. We are all united. And look, hey, John, I've been there when we weren't united. So, it's tough. It is really tough. And, but this year, we, all of our elected officials, statewide, I was so proud. They were with us in Philadelphia, and they are out there campaigning and helping, strong candidates like Lou Ann Bennett. And it does make a difference when you have party unity like that.
Well, look, Comstock is in a catch-22 because she runs away from Trump, who's our Republican presidential candidate who won the primary fair and square. And so I'm not going to do anything to help her. I'm just not. It is what it is. I guess she feels she can gain something by that. But to me, a Republican, you have a Republican presidential candidate, you're either with them or you run away. And if you run away, then there's going to be people out there who are for Trump like me that really, somebody said to me the other day, will she lose? And I said, what difference does it make, as far as I'm concerned? Mm-hmm. So I think that's an issue she has.
Well, I would just say I agree, and we are very proud of our candidate, and I think it's a top competitive race for us, and we're running a coordinated campaign effort up and down all over Virginia, and we're very united.
So make a prediction.
Okay. My prediction?
Yes.
Lou Ann Bennett, upset.
Upset. So that's your number one upset, right? Lou Ann Bennett, 10th district.
But yeah, although we've got, of course, Donald McEachin is running in the old fourth.
Right.
It's now the 4th district, and that should be a Democratic seat. And Donald's been our Senate caucus chairman, done a great job here, well known by a lot of people. But we also have some great candidates all across the state. Jane Ditmore in the 5th, and anytime you have an open seat, that presents different opportunities that you don't ordinarily have because there's no incumbent. And while that's a tough district in a normal year, if we have a really good top-of-the-ticket presidential year, she's a phenomenal candidate, been on the Board of Supervisors in Albemarle County, raising money, really well-liked, and we're working hand-in-hand with her, too.
All right, so I'll make my predictions. Number one, by the way, I did call Jane Ditmer's campaign to get on my show. They haven't returned my call. Tom Garrett is going to win that hands down. Barbara Comstock wins handily. She raises too much money. She's a nonstop campaigner. The woman is relentless. I think she hangs on there. Susan, we're out of time. I want to thank Susan Swecker, the chairman of the Democratic Party of Virginia, for being with us. Susan, always an honor to have you on. Thank you so much.
Enjoyed it. Thank you so much.